A robot that can carry a baby and give birth. It sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, right? Well, some scientists are saying they're actually building one. Okay, so let's dive into this and really unpack the incredible hope and, yeah, the serious peril of what's being called the artificial womb.
I mean, this is the central question, isn't it? The one that kind of stops you in your tracks. Is it even possible to grow a human life completely outside of a human body? You know, it's a wild thought, but the conversation is happening right now. And believe me, it is moving way faster than you might think.
And there it is. That's the headline that basically yanked this whole debate out of the theoretical and dropped it right into the mainstream. Now, look, that claim is unverified, and a lot of scientists are pretty skeptical, but it forces us to look at the technology that this is actually based on.
So here's the crucial thing to understand. This isn't just a wild fantasy. The science has a real foundation. Researchers have actually successfully kept extremely premature lambs alive and developing inside these fluid-filled artificial sacs. So that's the tech we're really talking about. Not a sci-fi dream, but an extension of real published lab work.
Okay, so with that scientific basis in mind, let's first look at the huge potential upside here. Why are so many people in the medical world so incredibly excited about where this could possibly lead?
Well, the potential human impact is just profound. I mean, we're talking about saving the lives of the most vulnerable babies, the ones born way too early, giving them a totally controlled, monitored space to grow when their development gets cut short. And beyond that, think about it. It could offer a path to parenthood for people who, for whatever reason, medical or biological, simply can't carry a pregnancy themselves. If it works, this is undeniably real progress.
But, and you knew there was a but coming, every revolutionary technology forces us to ask some really tough questions. And this is where the conversation shifts from being a medical miracle to, well, a societal minefield. This is where it gets really complicated.
And this really gets to the heart of the conflict. On one side, you have this incredible life-affirming hope, saving children, creating families. But on the other, you have this very real fear that if this becomes common, it won't just be a new medical tool. It would fundamentally rewrite our laws, our social rules, and even our basic understanding of what a family is.
And those changes would happen because of an absolute explosion of new questions. I mean, questions we have literally never had to answer before, because, biology has always been a given. But what happens when it's not?
Let's just start with the most basic one. If a baby grows in a machine, what does the word mother even mean anymore? Is it the person who gave the egg, the one who's going to raise the child? For the first time in human history, that biological link of carrying a child could be broken.
And from there, the legal problems become enormous. Who makes the decisions for a fetus that's growing in an artificial womb? Is it the genetic parents? The company that owns the machine? A government agency? Our current laws are just not built for this at all.
Then you get to all the practical, everyday stuff. The entire structure of things like maternity leave is built on the physical reality of pregnancy and birth. If you take that out of the equation for some people, what happens to those protections for workers that people fought so hard for?
And this leads us to what might be the most immediate and maybe the most dangerous risk of all, how this technology could just deepen the divides that already exist in our society.
Just think about it for a second. If this is an expensive commercial service, it could easily create a world where the wealthy get the choice to bypass pregnancy, while the poor are just left behind. And we have absolutely zero data on the long-term health or emotional effects on children who grow up this way. And that's not even getting into the huge potential for misuse by corporations or governments.
So, when you're faced with this incredible promise on one hand, and this pretty terrifying peril on the other, what's the final analysis? What's the balance take?
And here it is. This is the core takeaway. It's not about rejecting the technology just because it's scary. We should absolutely celebrate the potential to save lives. But, and this is a big but, we have to go into this with our eyes wide open, fully prepared for the huge ethical fights and legal battles that are pretty much guaranteed to come.
So the path forward has to be a cautious one. It has to be based on science. Before we treat any of this as a real thing, we need to see peer-reviewed data. We need to see official, transparent clinical trials. And maybe most importantly, we as a society need to demand clear, thoughtful rules before this technology is ever actually used.
Which leaves us all with the ultimate question. As we stand here looking at this possibility, we have to ask ourselves, is the artificial womb the brilliant next step for medicine? Or is it a door to a future with so many unintended consequences that we should be extremely careful about opening it? The debate is really just getting started.